animals that live here. Not only are they shy, but they are pretty good at camouflage, blending into their surroundings. Let's take a look. If you look over on the right-hand side by the bamboo, you're going to see a very shy animal. It's called an okapi. Many people think it's a relative of the zebra. It's actually the only known relative of the giraffe. Just like its giraffe cousin, they have a similar skull structure. Also a really long prehensile tongue that wraps around to eat the leaves. And the okapi are pretty interesting. They weren't discovered by Western civilization until the 1800s. And their tongues are so long, sometimes we can see them lick their own eyeball out here. Let's keep looking around here and see what else we can spot. There's some animals out here. Blend into the brush, the bushes, the rocks. A little hard to see, but up on the hill there's a black and white bird on the right hand side. It's called a saddle-billed stork. Fully grown, you can have a pretty long wingspan of up to 9 feet in length. Across the water on the left hand side, we're going to get a pretty awesome view of a black rhino. Black rhinos can get pretty big, weighing up to 3,000 pounds. But they are becoming a rare sight nowadays. Unfortunately, they are being bleached for their horns, which are made out of keratin, same thing as our hair and fingernails. Another routine light brown animal, greater poo, that's a female since she has no horns. Dark brown animals over on the right, those are called bongos. They get the nickname that goes to the forest. These are rarely seen. If you check out their horns, you may notice they're pointed up and back, and this helps them. That way they can easily jump into the brush without getting their horns stuck. Here on the left, we'll get a much better view of one of those saddle-billed storks. Well, we did pretty good here. We got to see a lot of the shy animals that live here, but now we're going to make our way over to a different area of the reserve. And now we're going to head on over towards the Sapi River. It's a completely different ecosystem, so we should find different types of animals around here. Now, who knows, maybe we'll get lucky, maybe we'll get a chance to see some Nile crocodile. Who knows? Let's head on down here and take a look. Oh wow, well this is pretty awesome. It's not every day we get to see hippos outside of the water. They have very sensitive skin, so they usually like to stay below the surface of the water, so it's pretty awesome. Hippos are herbivores. They love to eat plants and grass. And if you ever see a group of hippos gathered together, that is called a float. That's a pretty awesome view there. On the left as well, you can also see some hippos in the water. That's a small little boat, a small little group of hippos there too.
Hippo in the water. You see that big? Yeah.
Also on the left, we can see birds hanging out on the islands, and the larger gray ones are called pink-backed pelicans. They are colonial birds. This means they love to stick together in groups, and in the wild, they can be found in pretty large groups, ranging anywhere between groups of 20, sometimes even in groups of up to 500.
What?
Let's keep on moving here. We're going to go take a look at a waterfall up ahead, and we're about to cross a bumpy bridge, so please make sure to remain seated. For our friends on the left here, you can see another hippo just hanging out, getting some sun. Let's take a look behind the waterfall and see if we can find anything back here. Looks like there's an animal smiling down there for you. If you look over on the left, you can see lots and lots of Nile crocodile.
Those are Nile crocodiles.
Nile crocodile can get pretty long. They can get about 18 feet in length. They also have really powerful teeth and jaws, and this helps them crush the bone. Even though the Nile crocodile are really strong, they can be gentle as well. And they're a pretty good parent. Something that they like to do is they like to store their eggs inside of their mouth. This does not mean that they are hungry. They're not going to eat their eggs. They just want to protect them, keep them safe. And when they do that, it also does help the eggs out a little bit. Storing the eggs in their mouth encourages them to hatch. As we turn the corner here, on the right, we're going to find a large tree that stands out from the rest. And here we can find a baobab tree. Now these trees get a couple of nicknames. Upside down tree. Also the tree of life, and that's because baobab trees can store a lot of water in their trunk. A baobab tree can store over 1,000 gallons of water. Alright friends, so right now we're getting a chance to see here one of the most beautiful views of the reserve. We're also making our way down over to the savannah, which is a host to millions of migratory animals here. It does look like the first animals we'll see as soon as we turn the corner are going to be the giraffes there.
Wow.
The giraffes in the reserve are called Maasai giraffe. If you do ever get a chance to visit Disney's Animal Kingdom Lodge, you'll see a different type of giraffe out there. Over there they have reticulated giraffe, which have a more well-defined, almost like a net-like structure. Once you get a closer look at these giraffe, you may notice they have almost kind of like a splatter paint type of pattern. Just like our fingerprints, though, no two giraffes will have the exact same pattern. Alright, my friends, so let's keep looking around here. I think I see some animals up ahead over on the left-hand side. Now, on the left here in the wee corner, you can see a couple animals. These are African wild dogs. They also get the name painted dogs, and they work smarter, not harder. They like to take turns hunting their prey. And these animals, we got to see an outline on the sign before we even headed into the reserve. These are sable antelope, really brave animals. One of the few animals that could fight a lion and win.
I think that's a gazelle, right?
Also passing by some great
That's an
animals with the
antelope.
horns
That's
on
an
the left. Those are wildebeest. They get their name from the Afrikaans word that means wild beast. And they travel in some of the largest herds. The interesting thing about these wildebeest is they have scent glands on their hooves. So if one of these wildebeest were to get separated or lost, it's okay. They could easily smell their way back and join the herd again. Right now on both sides we are also passing by termite mounds. They are made out of dirt, saliva, and dung. Now under the sun they get almost as hard as concrete, so they make a pretty good scratching post for some of the larger animals that make their way over here. And today, if you do get a chance to visit the Gorilla Falls Exploration Trail, towards the beginning of the trail, there you get a chance to check out what the inside of a termite mound looks like. And so it does look like there's a little bit of a traffic jam up ahead. It might be a giraffic jam if I had to guess. There might be a giraffe crossing the road. So if you've been on safari before, you will know that this happens pretty often. But that's okay, we'll just get to spend some extra moments here in the savannah. This doesn't happen on every safari, but you can see there's also some giraffes kind of migrating, possibly towards the road, who knows.